Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and I'm joined now with Lee Mcgregor. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm good. You?
Yeah, I'm good. You were just talking about losing your tan right now?
Yeah, no, it was, I had a nice wee breakaway on holiday, topped up the tan and that, so it's now back to hard work and no more sun, nothing like that. It's just strictly business now.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of hard to get a bit of a tan in this type of weather. And we're entering the colder season out here.
Yeah, no, well, we said it this morning, myself and Josh, we were up 5 o'clock this morning, definitely we could feel it was getting winter. It was better outside, and I think that's the start of the cold mornings, but it's perfect to get back into the training for it.
Do you think that you guys will end up going to Spain at any point?
To be honest,
you guys train out there often.
Yeah, no, it is nice obviously to go over and get the warm weather training and that, but I just think with the setup we've got down here and that now, and we've been having a lot more fighters now to focus on. I think I can't speak for him, but I'd imagine he'll be based here because with all the equipment and that we've got here and recovery and stuff like that, I reckon we'll be staying here, but never know.
Well, let's talk a bit about, last time I saw you was in Ireland.
Yeah.
And although you said that it wasn't the performance that you would have, liked to have had, nonetheless, you got the stoppage, you won. And let's sort of reflect on that time.
Yeah, no, well, you just said there, I've had time to reflect on it, so obviously, as you know, I was disappointed in my performance, but having time to reflect on it, I'm glad that did happen, to be honest. It's something I'll learn a lot from, and it's something I'm going to use as a positive rather than a negative, and I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. It was just little things, nothing major, but just things that I was doing in the lead up that possibly wasn't giving my full attention, full focus. Maybe that was overlooking my opponent. I don't know, with my performance before that being so impressive, I don't know if that played a part. First time getting back in front of a crowd for so long. There was so many factors that you can take into consideration why that happened. But it's one that I'll make sure won't happen again, and I'll definitely learn from it. And I'm glad it did happen, to be honest, because I'm going up in levels each fight now. So I've managed to get back up and rectify the mistake I made, and like you say, knock him out in the 4th round. But the higher I end up in the levels I go, I might get hit with a shot like that, or I switch off, I'll get made to pay and I might not get back up. So I'm glad it happened, and like I say, I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Well, since you have time to reflect, what's something that you feel like you've learned about yourself since that fight?
I can get knocked down, get back up, and then and finish the job. I've always known that, to be honest, and like I've said from early on in my career, the harder my fights get, the more people will see that I am no joke, and I'm a real contender to become hopefully world champion one day. And people always get a lot of hype around them, prospect coming through, but then the question is always, what about when he gets tested? What about when he gets hit on the chin? What about this? What about that? And each fight I'm answering these questions, and that's part of the story as well. That's another step in the right direction. Of course, it wasn't ideal getting put down, but like I've just said to you there, I'll learn from that, and I reckon I'll, again, like all the other bad situations I've been through, I'll come back and say that was a blessing.
Right. Blessing in disguise.
Yeah, 100%. Because like you say, if I went out and blew him out like I did in the fight before that, then I don't learn these things. I don't experience the setbacks, and then the next thing you know, I'm in a world title fight against a world champion or a world level fighter or whatever, and that happens, and I'm shocked, and I've not experienced that, and like I said, might not get back up or whatever. So I'm fully focused as always from now. I'm not saying I wasn't focused in that fight, because I certainly was, but it's just I'll always be in the back of my head now to be fully switched on and prepare the right way. So I'm looking forward to getting back in the ring and really showcasing that, like I said, I'm stepping in the right direction to knocking on the door for world honours now.
I can't recall specifically which week it was, but during one of the fight camps, Kash Farooq had fought. And
was that the week after me? It was very it was soon after me, the week or.
I think it might have been week 3. But I spoke with him post-fight. We now know, obviously, that he's become mandatory to your British title. What do you make of a possible rematch between the two of you?
Like I've said for a long time, it would be a real shame if that fight didn't happen. With how big the first fight was, the second fight's just going to be even bigger. We've both come on since then. Obviously, I went away and won the European title as well. He's went away and done his thing, and everyone's screaming for that fight. So
huge domestic fight.
Yeah, it's massive. A lot of people are saying that it's maybe deserves more than a British title. That's not my job to decide any of that stuff. My job is to get in the ring, prepare and win, and that's what I'll do, whatever it's for. If it is for the British title, well, I'm European champion, so it'll of course be British Commonwealth European titles. Domestically, like you say, massive in Scotland. I believe sell out any arena in Scotland, so definitely can be done. Yeah, I'm confident it can happen. Obviously, I leave everything to my team, my management team, MTK. They'll take care of everything for me, and Eddie's not shied away on camera saying that he's very keen on making that fight. So we'll see what happens. But we're all good to go on my side.
Did you see his performance?
I never even watched it. I was on holiday, so
Okay.
no, I never watched that one. But again, I think he's just had a few tough 10-rounders against tough guys and that. So. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting fight with me and him if that happens again, the rematch. I feel like...
How do you see it going if you did fight again?
A lot different to the first. Still very, very exciting. But just a much better, bigger, clever version of myself. I feel like I've showed that since the first fight. I don't think he's showed much different. But that's why everyone wants to see it, because you can talk and you can say this and you can say that. Actions speak louder than words, so we'll see what happens. But I'm very, very confident that it'll be a lot more dominant and more convincing win this time.
So if the fight doesn't happen between the two of you next, because there's a lot of people saying that they don't actually believe it's going to happen next. Not that it's not going to happen again, but just not next. Is there anyone in particular that's on your radar?
No, not really, to be honest. Everybody knows this, so I don't even need to say it to back up, but I genuinely don't back down from any challenge. I want the hard fights, and I've proved that from fighting for the Commonwealth title and fighting for my first title in my fourth professional fight, and then the Commonwealth title in my fifth fight. Again,
and your last opponent was so much more experienced than you, and you got in the ring and you stopped him.
32-0. Even Kareem Guffey, he was a solid European champion as well, and he just went and proved that since I've beaten him, he's went on and won the European title at featherweight. So I've took on the biggest and hardest challenges, and I'm going to keep doing that. So I want to get out before the end of the year. That's the plan. Okay.
Will you be on Josh's undercard?
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure what's happening yet. Like I say, I'll leave it to my team. I'm talking to them now, and I'm sure we'll have everything finalised and confirmed in the next week or two, and we'll see what happens. But I'm getting ready. Like I say, I'm down here now in Harlow, so I'll be ready to go before the end of the year, whether it's on Josh's card or another card or whatever. But I want one more fight before the end of the year, and then going into the new year, early March, summer fight again, and then I want to be. I expect all goes well, and the fights I've just mentioned there. I want to be challenging for world titles. Definitely knocking on the door to challenge for world titles in the summer next year. So I'm going to give it my all, work hard, and just everything will happen. The MTK will give me the best fights at the right time. So I believe in them, I trust them, so I'll leave it to them.
In due course.
Yeah, in due course. Yeah, 100%. It's going to happen. Like, I'm in the top 10 of all the governing bodies now, I think. Very high with IBF. I think I'm basically next in line. Although we don't really know what's happening just now with the world titles at bantamweight. It seems to be confusions with Casemiro, Denier, and now he's wanting the undisputed. So that might tie that up. So then that maybe gives us time to go and revisit the Farooq rematch, make that an eliminator. Or Paul Butler's there, who's with MTK as well. There's another couple of good guys there. I want to fight someone in the top 10 in the world at bantamweight. So we'll wait and see. But I want the big fights.
It'll happen soon, I'm sure. And lastly, next weekend we have Teofimo Lopez versus George Kambosos. Can I get your prediction on that?
That fight feels like it's been waiting to happen forever, doesn't it? Oh, like, I can't believe that's still not happened. Yeah, no, I think Lopez will deal with that quite easily, to be honest. Although he's got a game-hungry challenger who's very, very confident in himself. I see on social media and that. So that's what I like to see. I like to see people believing in themselves. But I do think Teofimo Lopez is class, and his class will show on the night.
You see that Teofimo wants Josh Taylor.
Yeah, I think he's better staying away from him, to be honest. But again, these are the big fights that I can imagine Josh wants to be involved in. I would be absolutely buzzing to see fights like that. So I'm just obviously privileged to be alongside Josh, be training alongside him, and have a little tiny part to play in all these camps, events, fights. I'll be there alongside him no matter what it is. If it's going to be Crawford, Lopez, and sometimes you do have to pinch yourself getting to see Josh prepare for fights like that.
Willie, thank you so much for your time. I wish you all the best. I mean, I know we don't know what's coming up just yet, but I'm confident that your team is going to find you a good fight, put together a good fight, as always. And do you have any final words?
No, just obviously, I'll have news, like I said, next week or two, but I'll definitely be back out in the ring before the year's up, and I want to finish the year strong, and then in the new year, I believe 2022 is going to be the year that I become world champion.
Hopefully 2022 is way better than 2021.
Oh, come on, it has to be, surely.
God,
surely.
Please. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you again for your time, and then we'll catch up with you hopefully later on in camp.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, Fight fans.
Thank you.
Hey, Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking this icon right here and hit the bell button below so that you can receive an alert every time we upload a new video.